Narcissism has become a buzzword in modern conversations, especially with the rise of social media and its tendency to reward self-promotion. However, narcissism goes far beyond vanity or self-absorption. It's a deep-seated personality trait that can wreak havoc on relationships, workplaces, and communities. At its core, narcissism involves a distorted sense of self combined with a lack of empathy and a desperate need for validation. In this video, we'll explore 10 common narcissistic traits, shedding light on their impact on both the narcissist and those who encounter them. I'm Jo Banks. I've been a professional executive business coach for the last 15 years, and I'm sharing what I know. Before we begin, quick caveat here, we are not attempting to diagnose anyone, and not all the traits I'm discussing here are part of the diagnostic process. Narcissistic personality disorder can only be diagnosed by a mental health professional, and as you can imagine, that's not a simple process. Nonetheless, what I'm going to describe here are some of the most common symptoms I frequently encounter, both personally and through the clients that I coach. Over the coming weeks, I'll be doing videos on each of these symptoms, and I'll be delving more deeply into each. So if you haven't done so already, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. Okay, let's look at the first trait. Number 1 is grandiosity. One of the hallmark traits of narcissism is grandiosity. This involves an exaggerated sense of self-importance and superiority over others. Narcissists often believe that they are unique or special and expect admiration from others without necessarily earning it. They see themselves as exceptional, and in some cases, they feel entitled to preferential treatment. This inflated self-perception can manifest in their personal and professional lives. For instance, a narcissistic coworker might constantly demand recognition for their ideas, even if those ideas aren't their own or aren't even that groundbreaking. They might also undermine others to bolster their own image. Grandiosity can make it difficult for narcissists to form authentic relationships, as they view most people as beneath them. Next, we have lack of empathy. Another defining trait of narcissism is a lack of empathy. Narcissists struggle to understand or care about the feelings, needs, or perspectives of others. This makes it difficult for them to engage in meaningful two-way relationships, as they are primarily focused on their own desires and goals. This lack of empathy often becomes most evident in interpersonal relationships. Narcissists can appear indifferent to the suffering or emotions of others, and may even derive pleasure from someone else's pain if it benefits their agenda. For those in relationships with narcissists, whether romantic, familial, or professional, this emotional disconnect can be extremely damaging and confusing. Number 3, lack of responsibility. Narcissists are notorious for avoiding responsibility. They rarely, if ever, admit to being wrong or accept accountability for their actions. Instead, they deflect blame onto others, shifting the narrative to protect their own fragile egos. When things go wrong, it's never the narcissist's fault. They may also distort facts to maintain the illusion of control. For instance, in a workplace, a narcissistic manager might never take ownership of a failed project. Instead, they might blame subordinates for not executing their vision properly. This avoidance of responsibility not only creates a toxic environment, but also erodes trust and team cohesion. Number 4, the need for validation. While narcissists present an air of superiority, they are often deeply insecure, relying heavily on external validation to reinforce their own inflated self-image. They crave admiration and approval from others, constantly seeking attention to affirm their sense of self-worth. This need for validation can manifest in many different ways, including fishing for compliments, overposting on social media, or continually highlighting their accomplishments. The problem is that no amount of validation ever feels like enough, leaving narcissists in a perpetual cycle of needing more. When they don't receive the validation they crave, they might react with anger, what is often referred to as narcissistic rage or withdrawal. Number 5, manipulation. Narcissists are master manipulators, using people as tools to achieve their own ends. They can be highly strategic, knowing how to charm or deceive others into giving them what they want. Manipulation can take many forms, whether it's emotional manipulation, guilt tripping, or even gaslighting, a tactic where they make someone doubt their own reality. I have an entire video on gaslighting. I'll leave the link below. A narcissist's ability to manipulate is rooted in their keen understanding of human weaknesses and vulnerabilities. They exploit these to control others, gaining power and dominance over situations. This behavior can be incredibly damaging to those who fall prey to their tactics, leading to feelings of confusion, self-doubt, and even trauma. Number 6, craving power, dominance, and control. Narcissists have an insatiable desire for power, dominance, and control over others. They view themselves as inherently superior, and in order to maintain that sense of superiority, they constantly seek ways to exert influence over their environment and the people around them. In relationships, they might dominate decision-making or try to control their partner's actions, opinions, and behaviours. In professional settings, they may undermine or sabotage colleagues to assert control. Narcissists see power dynamics as essential to maintaining their inflated self-image, and they will go to great lengths to ensure they remain in control. Number 7, lack of emotional regulation. Narcissists often struggle with emotional regulation, leading to volatile and unpredictable reactions. When their grandiose sense of self is threatened or when they feel criticized, they can react with disproportionate anger or even rage. This is referred to as narcissistic injury, where the narcissist's self-esteem is so fragile that even minor slights can provoke intense emotional responses. For those who interact with narcissists, this can create a tense, high-stress environment where they continually walk on eggshells, unsure of what might trigger an outburst. The inability to regulate emotions can also make it difficult for narcissists to resolve conflicts in a healthy, constructive manner, and can sometimes lead the narcissist to payback retaliation. I have a video on payback retaliation. I'll leave the link below. Number 8, jealousy and envy. Narcissists are often deeply envious of others, especially those who have something they desire, whether that's success, admiration, or personal attributes. Despite their outward confidence, they are acutely aware of what others possess and often feel threatened by the success or happiness of those around them. This jealousy can manifest in really destructive behaviours. Narcissists might attempt to belittle or sabotage the achievements of others to make themselves feel superior. In personal relationships, they may become controlling or possessive out of fear that someone else could take the attention away that they crave. Ultimately, their envy fuels their need to compete and dominate. Number 9, lying. Narcissists are frequently dishonest, using lies and deceit to protect their image or to gain an advantage. Lying becomes a tool for self-preservation, helping them avoid responsibility or manipulate situations to their favour. This dishonesty can range from small, habitual lies to more elaborate deceptions meant to control others or shield their fragile egos. Because narcissists are so focused on maintaining their image, they often struggle to accept any reality that contradicts their own self-perception. When faced with criticism or challenges, they will fabricate stories to make themselves look better or blame others to escape accountability. This can lead to a web of lies that eventually unravel, causing damage to relationships and trust. Number 10, low self-esteem. I think this is the most important one, which has been most helpful to my clients in their recovery. Although narcissists appear confident and self-assured, their grandiosity and manipulative behavior masks a deeply rooted sense of low self-esteem. Their inflated ego is a defense mechanism designed to protect themselves from feelings of worthlessness and inadequacy. Beneath the surface, narcissists are constantly battling feelings of insecurity and fear of being exposed as inferior. This is why they're so reliant on external validation and why they react so strongly to criticism. Their self-esteem is fragile and they go to great lengths to protect it, even if it means hurting others in the process. I think this is the most important one to understand and which has been most helpful to my clients in their recovery, as I mentioned earlier. Learning that narcissist bravado is simply a mask to cover their high levels of insecurity is often a game changer in recovery. The wrap up. Narcissistic traits are more than just personality quirks. They're deeply ingrained patterns of behavior that can be highly destructive, both to the narcissist and to those around them. From grandiosity and manipulation to a lack of empathy and low self-esteem, these traits form a complex web that makes it difficult for narcissists to build healthy, meaningful relationships. Understanding these traits is the first step in protecting yourself from the harm that narcissists can cause. Whether you're dealing with a narcissist in your personal life, at work, or even in social settings, recognizing these behaviors can help you set boundaries and avoid becoming entangled in toxic patterns. While dealing with somebody who displays these narcissistic traits can be really challenging, awareness and understanding are key to navigating interactions with people with these traits. What next? As I mentioned earlier, I'm currently recording a series of videos delving more deeply into these and other common traits of narcissistic behavior. So please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss them. And if you have anything you'd like me to cover in an upcoming video, please leave it in the comments section below. I do read and respond to everything and really love interacting with you all. Finally, thanks to everybody who stays until the very end, and thanks so much for your support. I really do appreciate it.